America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Praise God.
If we could remain standing, as we always do, and remember our men and women in the armed forces. And for some of us, we lost a very dear friend yesterday, Billy Barron. Public comment on agenda items? Any public comment on agenda items? Yes.
May I approach?
You sure may.
Hello, my name is Pablo Pulido. I presently work for the water plant. I recently got my water license. It took me 2 weeks going to Albany to get my license. It wasn't easy, but I got it. And I see over here on the agenda, they're going to try to promote me to the operator. But I see that the money that is here, it says $27.80. And that's how much I make right now. Right now. I've been here 30 years. I started with $5 an hour when I started 30 years ago. And this is how much money I'm making right now. Based on the contract, I should be getting another $1.25 on top of my regular pay. So I don't know if this needs to be a correct action over here, or because in the past, it's a past practice, and it's on the record with all the other employees that they ever got a promotion, regardless of what kind of money they make, they always get $1.25. I can mention names, I have all the names, and like I said again, it is on record. Also, on the meeting of January 3rd, Mr. Donofrio asked Gina Taylor, our old clerk, if we get $1.25 raise, and her reply was only if the board appoints Pablo Pulido as an operator. So right there, she showed me that I was going to get it, but as I can see over here, something in right, or I see it wrong.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it?
That's your comments, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No answers?
So can we talk about it once we go to that
We
section, or
we
we'll
can.
talk about that now?
Excuse me, we should talk about it then.
Okay.
I want to tell the board that our attorney, labor attorney, has a different point of view, especially when you look at Article 27 of the contract. Some of what was said is not accurate, or for me, confusing. So I would only ask that when we get to that item, give me a second, when we get to that item, we can give him that title, but I would leave, I think you're making more than $27.80, right?
No.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And what's the part that you didn't?
No. So I would suggest to the board, if they want to promote this gentleman here to water plant operator, that you do so when we get to that item. But the pay remained the same until we all talk to our labor attorney, so that we do it right. because sometimes we don't. And if we owe back pay, you know, retro to tonight, or what would be to tonight if we approve this, then we would owe them X amount of dollars, whatever that adds up to. But I would suggest that we come up with a time this week that we could all be in the room together, executive session, because it is about personnel, and we call the labor attorney.
So Pablo, I was gonna make that motion, actually tonight, that we promote you, like it said on the agenda, but to amend it, to say that we give you $1.25 extra an hour. You've been in service for the village of Highland Falls for 30 years, okay? We sent you to become a licensed operator. I think asking for $1 extra an hour for your paycheck is not unreasonable, and we've certainly done it in past practice.
Well, I want to see that, and I don't disagree with your comments, but at the same time, what gets us into trouble, at least you know this, is that we don't honor the contract. We have to always honor the contract. The other side doesn't. They always seem to be able to get, you know, wiggle around it, but whatever. So I'm not going to talk about personnel at this meeting, no more than I've already done. Again, I would ask that we all sit down. We're talking about, if we promote him, we're talking about his starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If we're going to owe him anything, it won't add up to that much after we talk to the attorney.
But I completely agree with you, right? That's why we get in trouble.
Yeah.
We do it for people who we like.
But you just said to do it.
People we don't.
But you just said to do it.
So if it's past practice.
Well, let's see if it's past practice.
For everybody.
Let's see if it's past practice.
$1.25 comes
Thank
out
you.
to $2,600, not $40,000 that somebody else gets.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Anything else from anyone? Yes.
Sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
Michael Joyce, is there, and maybe it's an oversight on my behalf, but the bathroom up at Roe Park, could we affect...
That's not on the agenda, Mike, but that's okay, I'll take it. That's okay.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, so the bathrooms are supposed to be open and locked at night.
Yeah, but could we have, like on other municipalities, they have a plaque? Because sometimes they hit it when it's closed. And
What do you mean a plaque that says open and closed?
Well, no, like the times, so that everybody knows what's going on. Because sometimes it's like a hit and miss.
Well, it's dusk to dawn, and and dusk comes different hours now.
Right. If we had because it's you know,
Thank you.
between me, you, and the wall, I'm not a camel, and I walk around up there. Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, anything else? Okay, good. I have bills and claims in the amount for fiscal year 2023 of $234,733.23. The bills were reviewed downstairs.
Motion.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I am going to skip approving the minutes, and I'm going to skip the adoption of the budget. Trustee DeSalvo called us downstairs. He's backed up into a terrible car accident on the mountain, and he hopes to be here. So we'll go through the agenda and come back to those two items. Next on the agenda is to appoint Pablo Polito, water plant operator, at a starting rate of $27.80 per hour, with a maximum probation of 26 weeks, effective immediately, recommended by Jack Sibley, Chief Operator of the water plant. May I have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion with an amendment.
Sure.
To appoint Pablo Polito as water plant operator as a starting rate of $27.80 an hour plus $1.25 an hour. now that he has his water license, with a maximum probation of 26 weeks, effective immediately.
All right, and as you're saying that, and I have just informed the board that our labor attorney, who we should be paying attention to at all times, would like to talk to us this week. So I don't think anyone's getting hurt if we don't add the $1.25 and we do it right, which right could be the $1.25.
So we should just amend it to appoint him.
At
Actually, yeah, this
27.80.
is what I was gonna say, if you don't mind. So I think we should appoint Pablo at 27.80, with, the $1.25 pending our discussion with our labor attorney,
Exactly, that's what I said.
right? Can we do it something like that, or no?
I would appoint him with a salary of no less than this, subject to discussion with your labor attorney regarding final salary.
No less than, and rate to be determined by.
Right, right.
You okay with that, Melanie?
Yes.
Okay, there's a motion, you have it, that he be paid no less than $27.80, and the possibility of the $1.25 after discussion with the labor attorney, per the Teamsters contract.
I would just say no less than $27.80 per hour, final amount, final salary to be determined after discussion with labor attorney.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay? All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Did someone have seconded it? Me.
Oh, I guess I thought.
I'm sorry. Second.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to have the minutes approved from our last meeting of April the 17th, 2023.
So moved.
Is there a second? Melanie?
Second.
Okay, may I have roll call?
Trustee Guerrero,
Yes.
Trustee Ramos,
Abstain.
Trustee DeSalvo.
Yes.
Mayor D'Onofrio.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, next I have a resolution of the adoption of the budget for fiscal year 2023 and 2024. Resolved that the annual budget for the Village of Highland Falls fiscal year 23-24 be adopted as follows. The general fund budget in the amount of $5,915,142. Water budget fund in the amount of $1,057,080. Sewer fund budget in the amount of $1,123,414. Be it further resolved that the water rate shall remain at $95 minimum for the first 5,000 gallons and the current rate of $4.63 per 1,000 gallons thereafter. And be it further resolved that the sewer rate shall remain at 185% of the immediate previous water bill. Be it further resolved that the resolution shall take place immediately. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Guerrero,
No. We have an operating budget deficit of over $1 million. $1,115,000. We have to appropriate $1,115,000 because our expenditure exceeds our revenues. Last year it was $750,000. The year before it was $500,000. We have a shortfall year after year after year. So no.
There is no shortfall, but you know, budgets are, you can find interesting ways to present them, but there is no shortfall. But we have a no. Will you continue?
Trustee Ramos,
Aye.
Trustee DeSalvo.
Yes.
Mayor D'Onofrio.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you very much. I want everyone to know that the board worked, the whole board worked very hard on this. All right, and I also want to point out that Some of you might have heard of the 2% tax cap. You can't, a municipality, a village, a town cannot go over 2%. I don't know, it's probably been in effect, I'll find out on Facebook tonight if I'm wrong, 20 years. The Village of Highland Falls has never, ever gone over the 2%. And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. I don't know, all municipalities can't say that. That's not a criticism. I don't know their budgets. They might have had to buy things that maybe we didn't have to purchase certain times. But we have stayed under the 2% tax cap since day one, and it's a long time ago.
Yes,
Thank you.
because you're working on a deficit year after year after.
There's no deficit. Okay. Okay, next on the agenda is to approve the...
Police officer.
Brian Shriver as a full-time police officer. The starting rate is $58,462 per year. $58,462 with an 18-month probation recommended by Officer in Charge Jason Torpy, effective immediately. May we appoint?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Melanie seconded. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next on the agenda is the authorization for myself, the mayor, to sign the municipal advisory service agreement with Munistat.
Motion.
Motion? Is there a motion by Melanie? Is there a second?
Second.
By Jim, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Motion? Against? Motion carries. Okay. All right, next we have a sign that is being requested on the top of Schneider Avenue, around 67 Schneider, for daycare parking only, for parents to drop off and pick up their children at a licensed daycare. We have a lot of paperwork on this, and it all seems to be in order. But there are some questions that only the building inspector can answer, and he is away right now. I think his daughter's getting married. And so I would only ask that we table this. It's a service that's needed, but I just want to make sure again that we do it right and we don't have to backtrack. So I would ask for it to be tabled. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it you? Okay, I'm sorry. A lot of paperwork here, good paperwork, everything that's needed. There's just a couple questions, not anything that is gonna
Whatever.
not have it happen, I'm sure. But I'm glad that you came. What is your first name?
Tayana.
Anna.
Yes.
Nice, okay. And you live there?
Yes.
Okay. Licensed?
Like,
I saw it.
certified, insured.
Good for you. You saw a need and you're gonna get it. You're gonna take care of it, especially here.
I love chalk by the center too.
Thank you for bringing that service.
Okay, so just hang in another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There's no reason it shouldn't be on the agenda. First meeting in June,
15.
the 15th.
May.
Good. Am I done with this agenda? I think. Yes, 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 yes. Exactly, exactly,
15th of May.
yes. We have it all measured out. You got to measure from the corner to where the sign goes. It's a lot of legal kind of stuff. Okay. I have an email that I received at 3 o'clock today, and normally I wouldn't put it on the agenda until the next meeting, but I think we can take care of this. I've been asked after the fire department and the water department and the wastewater to clean up the top of Mountain Avenue where the water tanks are. There's roll-offs, there was a couple old trucks. It just doesn't look nice when you drive up Mountain Avenue and look to the left. So the fire department has a trailer that the Orange County hazmat chief would like. The fire department in Highland Falls doesn't need it, so they are asking to declare it surplus so that we can get it to the Orange County hazmat department. So could we approve this to be surplus?
So moved.
The trailer, it's up there. Motion by Jim, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jim, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Public comment. Any public comment?
Hi, my name is Jessica Yazzo. I have important information to share with the board about our voting system in New York. I just have some papers to hand out to you guys. I don't know if Joe shared it with you. I gave Joe some of these.
Yeah, it's right here.
There's a resolution for an audit that we're requesting the town board to sign, look over, review it, and
I'm sorry, is it all in the packet?
there's 3 things there, so
Okay.
there's a resolution for an audit, a study, a summary sheet deficit, and a 16-page study and deficits. I'll give you. Okay. So there's a voter roll database, New York State Board of Elections voter roll database. In that database is all of us listed, 21 million of us voters with a 1 ID number for life that you have to vote with. You never get a new ID number to vote with. If you move out of New York back in, you get that same ID number. So there's 21 million of us all listed in this database. New York State Board of Elections has it. A group of citizens obtained the voter roll database FOIL request, public information, got the database, loaded it into search software where they can search it any way they like, name, date of birth, registration date. So in that database, they searched, found multiple ID numbers attached to one name. Okay, so that is in the database. So one person can vote in this database 5 times. Mr. B from the Bronx had 20 different state board ID voter numbers, and he voted several times in an election. They have a canvas team. They went to this address. It was a Western Union building in the Bronx. Nobody lived there. That person didn't exist. They have a canvas team. They went to multiple addresses to find. So what we're asking is the town board members to review the information, sign a resolution that they agree that this voter roll database should be checked, and it's bipartisan to protect all of us, Democrat, Republican, American, all of us, and we're just looking. Did you get a resolution? This is the 16-page deficit report. This is the resolution for an audit. Did you guys all got it? So we're basically, there's a million violations of election law that were found within this database. So there's a website, New York Citizens Audit, www.auditny.com, and we just want it looked, checked, monitored. We as citizens have every right to have this database checked. There's no reason why it shouldn't be looked at and checked. It shouldn't be under lock and key that no one can see it. We all need to look at it and see what's going on, and as residents, we want this checked and audited. So that's our request, is for the board to,
Who does the auditing?
we would like, it would be, funds would be appropriated by the New York State Assembly to do this. If we're asking the town so they can go up the ladder to the county, and the county will look at it, and then the state needs to look at it, and so they would appropriate the funds for
Somebody
this.
comes and looks at our voters.
What's that? Yeah.
Okay.
To clean up the voter rolls, check the voter rolls, see what's going on, why we found over 1 million violations of election law within the voter rolls. And this is an expert, PhD expert, computer programmer that loaded all these voter rolls into search software. And he's been searching these rolls for over 1.5 years, and the information that's found is unbelievable. And as citizens, we have a right to check, have this checked. And then we just need you guys to sign.
So I've given everything that you have given me to the village attorney to review,
Okay, good.
and we'll take it from there.
And then would you have a decision by the next board meeting? When can we?
That's a great question, and it's the question you should ask. But I wouldn't be able to answer it with definitely until, it's quite a lot there, until the attorney reads it. But listen, it'll either be the next meeting or the meeting after that if we do it or not do it.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just pretty simple, that it just needs to be, it's nothing, it's bipartisan, Democrat, Republican, American, protects us all, check. And it's pretty simple request, really.
Yeah, it's basically, we want to be represented.
We want to be represented
As a
by the
town.
town, so it moves up to the county, so it moves up to the assembly, for the Assembly Election Law Committee to look at it.
To just allow the auditor to come and look at
Yes,
our voter registration.
Yes, that's what this is
That
about.
sounds very
That-
transparent.
We're not worried about the
that this
past.
actually gets followed up on, that you are saying, yes, we, as the Village of Highland Falls,
Had nothing to hide.
not only that, but that we also are signing on that we want this taken care of. Jessica and a group is going from, many groups are going from village to town board meetings. She's not from around here, but she was at the town meeting last Monday, right? And that board took the information just like this board, and they're gonna review it, and they're gonna give an answer as to whether they are going to support this. I was in Goshen several years ago. We read all of this resolution when this all started to the Board of Legislators in Goshen, and it just took off from there. And this is just something, folks, go to this website. There is unbelievable amount of facts, voter fraud, and again, like Jessica said, it's bipartisan. It has nothing to do with Republican, Independent. It's one vote, and one person, one vote. So
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So you so noted that they are going to different municipalities. How many are you going to go to, and how many people in your organization? And are you going to hit every municipality in New York State, or you just for Orange County?
This group is trying to go all over the place. If there's
62,000.
there's over 3,000 people involved, going to every town. And there are towns across 62 counties in New York that have signed.
Okay.
Carl Brobinack, assembly member, signed. There's multiple people who signed already. Other towns have signed. Yeah.
So there's something that they're going to have to do at the legislative level up north?
Yeah, just go.
So
to
did
move
Carl
it up.
introduce anything yet?
I don't know, not yet.
Okay,
but-
so he's waiting for probably us to probably sign this, or see how many municipalities, and correct me if I'm wrong. And then I guess
Well,
he
it's a
would
home rule
introduce it then.
state, yes, it's a home rule state, so whatever the towns are asked to do to represent the people, it just goes up the level to the next the county, then the assembly, the
Okay.
state. So basically, that's the
So-
ask, is
Oh,
to
I
check
see.
the database,
No.
check it, right?
That's great, no,
Yeah.
I think this is fantastic. Have you contacted the newly elected assembly, Mr. Ekus here?
The group, there's a whole bunch of people in this group that they're reaching out to all of our representatives that represent us.
Okay.
You know, our representatives are supposed to represent us and, you know,
I agree.
the people are
Okay.
asking for something to be done. You know, there's no reason why the voter roll database should not be monitored, checked, audited. Why not?
I have a question.
We own our vote.
So it costs us nothing,
Nothing.
the
It
taxpayers?
shouldn't, no, it should be moved up and funds should be appropriated at this
Comes out of the budget.
assembly, at the budget.
For our level, it's more of a memorialization that we're saying, hey, we support the state to perform an audit.
Yeah, we support.
Because we don't have our own voter roll. The voter roll comes from the state,
Right,
the
exactly.
state board of
Your
elections.
voices are a little bit
Right,
bigger
so
than
we're
our
just saying,
voices
we're
as
saying as a
government.
memorialization, hey, we support an audit of the election list.
Right.
Okay.
It's a no-brainer.
Oh,
Right.
one more question.
Why would you say
Does it
no?
have, yeah, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense to say no. One more question. Does it check any of the absentee ballots with fraudulent signatures on it?
Does it,
Would it do
Karen?
that?
They will check everything. The ask is an end-to-end forensic audit. So if you want a full audit, yeah.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
And we also have Orange County election facts that they found in the voter roll database that are in Orange County. So if you go to the website, you could look this up. This is in the database. 119 people voted from 2 schools in Orange County. This is in the database, so we want to know why and check it. 118 people voted from 2 trailer park addresses. 645 people voted from apartment buildings with no apartment numbers. And there's multiple, there's more than this. And if you go to the website, you will find the information. And it's, if you guys want.
Thank you.
I
Thank
can
you.
give you this.
Look into it.
Okay, anything else? Any other public comments? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Thank you.
I received a sales tax check for the first quarter, $359,357.84. It's almost $360,000, which is, it seems to keep going up, which is good. This Friday, out front here in the Village Hall, I've asked the county clerk to bring over the DMV trailer they have with personnel. They'll be here again out front this Friday from 10 to 12. Then they'll go to lunch and come back at 1 to 3:30. And you can do registration transactions, licenses transactions, real enhanced enforcement transactions. So they're here to help, so we don't have to drive to Newburgh or Goshen.
Is this happening in cities and towns, or it's just here?
Well, I've asked them to come here, but they'll go anywhere.
Okay.
They just want to be asked.
It's a new mobile.
Yeah.
And this is also to get you to register to vote? Because when you get a
I don't
license, do
think so.
you?
It's just
you get to
handling
sign up?
DMV stuff.
They were
But
at
it's
Warwick.
part of it to vote? Yeah.
What day is
It
it?
might be
They
a
were at Warwick
yeah,
on
part of the normal
Thursday.
paperwork.
Friday?
Okay, last thing I think I have is the Trails Committee, the Scenic Hudson property behind, down by the town, by the Village Highway Garage. It'll be Trustee Ramus, our previous historian Stella Bailey, Kathy Rochette, Ronnie Coffey, our current historian, Ty Lanier, who lives, his property where he lives butts the property, and myself. And we'll definitely keep the board and the public notified of anything that's going on down there, which now that spring is here, a lot's going to start to happen. You're going to be amazed when you be able to walk down there, all the different plants and flowers and trees and bugs and all kinds of critters that are only, that are very rare. Some of them, Scenic Hudson doesn't know how they even got here and survived. Melanie?
Yes, just 3 things. I think you mentioned already, Phil. The building inspector is not going to be here for 2 weeks. He's on a vacation. But Rank and Tully, the engineering firm that the town has partnered with, is going to provide coverage for the 2 weeks. There's Andrew Contorino. He's going to be there on Friday. So if you have issues that you want to talk to him about before Phil gets back, he'll be there all day Friday. He's also going to be there for another couple of days the week after. If you want to schedule a time, you can just either show up or schedule a time. The number to call is 845-446-4280, and the extension is 316. So Friday and a couple more days next week. Councilman Ty King and I have been going every Friday at Gracie's Market for the local veterans group. It's been very interesting. There's actually been several people we didn't even know were veterans who has shown up. So just show up between 9:30 and 11 o'clock on Friday mornings for friendship, camaraderie. Just join us. And the last thing is the center of Highland Falls. The American Legion Auxiliary May meeting is actually going to be held at the center of Highland Falls building and not at the Legion Hall this time because of a conflict in scheduling. That's going to be May 8th from 6 to 7 p.m. The American Legion Auxiliary May meeting. Also, to remind you that the center of Highland Falls on Mondays, they have Happy Hookers Knitting Club from 12:30 to 1:30. So if you're interested in knitting, not cooking.
It's knitting.
Tuesdays, they have the men's social group, and that's from 10:30 to 11:30. And on Wednesdays, May 3rd, June 7th, they have a senior council meeting from 12 to 1. And it's open to anybody who's 50 or above. That's so sad. That's the senior group now is 50 or above. It's getting too old. So on Saturday, May 20th, they're going to have a recreation for seniors at the winter market at Holy Innocents from 11 to 1 p.m. That's it.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. So, want to just give you an update on the wastewater treatment facility. The numbers in March were, and I'm waiting on the April numbers right now. I was down there this morning. But for March, average volume was 1.08 million gallons. They had precipitation of 5.25 inches over the month. I'll tell you right now, we had a lot of that last night. It's going to be pretty substantial because when I was down there today, that stream going by was just about over top of the road. So we had a lot of water, that's for sure. The facility met all of the DEC speedy permit limitations. Pump stations were checked and were operating properly. Belt press was used for 4 days. The EPA inspection was performed on March 1st. The clarifier repaired on the main drive chain. It was only out of service for 1 day, which was good. Danny Salter retired, we knew that. We got a new guy down there. He seemed to be doing very well. He's a hands-on guy, so we'll see how that works out. I have no doubts that he's going to step up to the plate. And he was learning the lubrication of the pumps, motors, and other machinery down there. They did install, I noticed, a concrete pad and the electrical hookup, which is outside, and that's for the new generator. I think there's a supply chain issue on why that has not arrived yet, but as we get more information, I'll let the public know. Another quick thing, June 10th is National Outdoor, well, 10th and 11th is National Outdoor Weekend. We are looking to have the Children's Fishing Derby again. I should have most of the quotes for some of the things that we will be offering to the children, along with donations from other organizations and other people in the village. If anybody would like to donate, just contact me. We're always looking for something, but contact contact me and I'll let you know. We always give them little goodie bags, you know, bobbers, sinkers, hooks, whatever. It's great for them, and last year we had just about 50 families show up. It's a great time for the kids. It's only a few hours out there. Also, last but not least, I Love My Park Day. That's on May 6th. That's this Saturday. You can go to the website, the DEC's website, and there are parks around the area that are looking for help and volunteers to help clean them up. Thanks.
Thank you, Jimmy, thank you. Jim?
Yeah, real quick, West Point Highland Falls Rotary has their cleanup day this Saturday, May 6th. So we'll be all over 9W and different parts of the village and town. But anybody can come help if you want to help. We usually organize in the parking lot across from the Chestnut Mark in Fort Montgomery. So anywhere between like 8 o'clock in the morning to whenever we get finished. But we'll have vests and the town police notified, village police, and so we'll be out there cleaning up most of it, which DOT did also this past couple weeks ago, and then the Green Committee, I think, did a cleanup as well, so this is just in conjunction with that. I was a little late coming to the meeting tonight because there was a very bad accident on Storm King Mountain. That mountain seems to be in the paper a lot, on Facebook a lot. Drainage issues. I know we have had a lot of water over the last few days. So, you know, this particular car was deep into the woods. I mean, it probably dodged 6 trees, and so say a prayer for whoever was in that vehicle that they end up okay. With that, a shout out to the emergency services, right? Fort Montgomery is in the district there. They were there on scene. The Town of Highlands Ambulance Corps, state police were there, town police were there. Storm King seems to be an issue. So, we're all guilty of coming over the mountain too fast. So especially when it's raining out, it's getting kind of like the Palisades Parkway. Like when I was growing up, the Palisades Parkway is not good on a dry day. So when it's raining, it's even worse. So the Storm King Mountain is now becoming that. So urge, young drivers and all drivers really, to just be careful with that. And while I was thinking about that, I know that the Fort Montgomery Fire Department celebrated their annual installation dinner, and we're one community, so we should give a shout out to Mr. Tonneson, who did 55 plus years. He got an award. And to try to volunteer for our organizations in town. Every organization needs help. They're all looking for manpower, people power, women power. So, even if you don't have the ability to put in a lot of time, some of these volunteer organizations, even one day a month, they're all looking for more membership. Every organization, the membership is down, so it's important, especially for our Village of Highland Falls Police Department and the other volunteer organizations. So that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're complete. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So,
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.